So now, am I going to have any spiders jump out at me?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
All right. Okay. Hi everyone, the Adelaide Show is out tonight, and Joseph Ceravolo, how did I go with the pronunciation?
Oh, very good.
Yeah, here at Ceravolo Orchards,
Yep.
in Adelaide Hills, Ashton Valley Fresh as well.
Yep.
We're learning all about apples, cherries, pears, fruits, you name it, juices, and we're actually in one of the trees at the moment because I want to see the life cycle, or the potential life cycle of an apple, because every human that's born, there's different pathways they can take, and an apple is no different. So, Joseph, what's this little critter got in its future, potentially?
Well, as you can see here, there's some that have been hail marked
Yep.
because of the weather events that happened about a month ago.
Yeah.
So apples like this probably won't make it to the first grade market, so they'll either be put into seconds or they'll be juiced. So
Right.
yeah, more than likely into bottle, and then yeah.
Okay, so assuming that this wasn't all pockmarked with hail, because the fruit will be all right in it.
Yes, the fruit still tastes
It's
fine.
just the damage from the hail.
Yep, still tastes the same. You wouldn't know the difference.
Were you out rejoicing when the hail came down, or were you using choice words?
I was using choice words.
Right, okay. Let's imagine there was no hail. This would be a perfectly formed piece of fruit. Best case scenario, where does it head next?
It heads to either Coles or to the retailers in the market, and it's consumed.
And to get there, where does it stop on your property?
So it goes from here through into cold air storage.
Yeah. So we're in the packing room or packing shed? What do you
House, yeah.
The pack house. It was the third option. So apples get brought in. There's a big conveyor belt behind you,
Yeah.
and then they make their way to this machine.
Yes. So this machine here does all the sorting for us, or up to 90% of it. It can sort for colour, defects, sizes.
How does it do that?
Through a camera system. So it actually takes a photo of it takes about 60 to 70 photos of every apple as it passes through. And there's a programmer in the office all the time teaching the computer what a defect is and what colour blemish issues and all that sort of stuff. So
Can it take my photo, or do you got to be really small to fit in there?
yeah, I don't know how you go getting under there.
Damn, I would love a machine that took 60 to 70 photos of me at the flick of a switch. That's great.
Yeah.
I mind you're just looking for blemishes,
yeah.
The machine wouldn't have too much to work with. So look, if it passes here, actually out of here, you end up having superb apples, and then you've got some that are pitted or a bit small or whatever.
Yeah.
What happens next?
So the premium grade apples will come onto the first three conveyors here. From there they'll go over to the packing conveyors, where they're packed into trays and into cartons, which are ready for either the supermarkets or for your retailers and all that sort of stuff. So they're basically ready for consumption straight away.
And the ones that aren't quite right, they get to go for a swim?
Yep, that's right. So the ones that are too small go into pre-packed bags, which you also get from supermarkets and your retailers. They're ideal for kids' lunch boxes and that sort of thing. So a small apple and small snack. The stuff that's too large can also go into bags. And then the stuff that's got a small defect, even some of the larger apples that can't be sold for fresh fruit, go over to the juicing plant. So this is the crushing room, or the mash room.
Yep.
So in here we bring the apples in that aren't good enough to go into the first grade market. And then we basically crush them up into little pieces. And then from here we press all the juice out of them. So I can take the next door.
Yeah, okay, let's do that. Let's follow that route. So, we're going up. Okay. Be careful with that camera knife. I can smell fruity, that's like partly wine, partly beer.
Yeah,
It's smelling like at the moment. What's happening in here?
So what's happening in here is the apple pulp from next door, the crushed up apples, are getting pumped into the press, and then in the press they're getting squeezed out. So yeah, basically the juice is squeezed out of the skins and that, and all the flesh of the apples, and then the juice comes down into this bottom tank, which moves its way into our holding tanks, and then you've got fresh apple juice. The pulp sits inside here, and there's a big ram that comes forward and just squeezes it up against the faceplate and extracts all the juice out. So.
Oh boy! And you have a look at the size of these things, Nigel. Look at that. What do you want, a rod or a piston or whatever?
That's a guide rail.
A guide rail. Yeah, but that's huge. And the pressure in there would be phenomenal. Have you ever hopped in there when it's crushing?
No.
Okay. Wow. So once that job's done and it's over there, we've got pure juice.
So you've got what we call a cloudy apple juice, so a full body apple juice. There's also the option to then filter it, which gives you a clear apple juice. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Simple as that?
Yeah, pretty well.
There is a whole lot more under the skin. We'll get to the core of it tonight on episode 224 of the Adelaide Show podcast. Hope you can listen in, enjoy and think about this night next time you're sipping a nice juice from Ashton Fresh.